Hello everyone, welcome on in to the last demo of Clay ShareCon. Sadly, all good things must come to an end, and this is the last one we have planned for you. We are going to be doing a Lustre demo. So I'm going to show you a little bit about Lustre. I'm going to show you some examples of Lustre, answer all your Lustre questions because I know you've got them, and we'll talk about it in depth, and then I'll do a little bit of application. I'm not going to do a lot of application because the mask I use for Lustre, and we'll talk about that, I don't have with me right now. So, and you might say, well, why didn't you have it? Well, because I live in Vermont and it's in my other studio and we got snowed in and I've been stuck here for like 4 days and I can't go get it. So I can't help that. So Lustre is an overglaze enamel. It goes on after the glaze firing. So it is a third firing. So you're going to make your piece, you're going to bisque fire it, you're going to glaze fire it, and then after it's glaze fired, you're going to apply your Lustre and fire it for a third time. Now Lustre's fire at a very low temperature. 018 is what I fire mine to. Some people fire theirs to 022, some to 016. So there's a wide range of firing for Lustre. It just depends on you and what you're making and what results you found work for you. For me, 018 has been perfect, and so that's what I fire to. And it's you know, that's just my go-to for firing. All right, so you can put Lustre on any pottery. Lustre, most current Lustres will say whether they're food safe or not. Duncan sells Lustre, their mother of pearl, is food safe. Duncan, their gold, food safe. So you know you can put it on a plate. You can put this beautiful gold Lustre on this plate right here, and you are going to be able to eat off of it. The worst that could happen is maybe if you get really aggressive with your eating and you scrape the surface hard, you could scratch some gold off and eat it, but it's just gold. And it is gold, actually. So if you're wondering, is it real gold? It is real gold in a suspension. And the gold actually bonds to the surface of the clay because, well, the surface of the glaze, because the glaze softens up a bit and the gold sticks to it. So Lustre is a different process than gold leafing. Here's some little gold bits. Are you on camera 2? Go to camera 2. So here's some golden grenades right here. And then I did a platinum grenade on this piece here. Sometimes platinum's also called white gold. Now there's two different kinds of gold. There is bright gold, and then there is, let's see, what do they call the other one? Premium gold. So bright gold is going to be the more reddish gold, and premium gold is going to be more of a yellowy gold. Premium gold costs almost double what bright gold costs. So it's an expensive product to begin with, and then when you double it, it gets even more expensive. So I have some bright gold, and I also have premium gold. I have both. I have some mother of pearl. Mother of pearl is a great product because you put it on the entire surface and it makes everything iridescent and pearlized. So here's this mushroom plate which has mother of pearl on it, and do you see the gold mushroom? Can you guys see that? One little mushroom in there is gold. That one right there. I don't know if you see him. It's right there. So you can put gold on and mother of pearl, but I had to do 2 separate firings for this. If you put mother of pearl on, and while it's wet, put gold on top, they don't play nice. The gold bleeds a bit, it makes a mess. It just doesn't look as good as you're going to want it to look. So here's a piece we're going to actually Lustre in a minute. I've got a couple pieces to Lustre for you. Let me show you a few more things. Well, I was showing this one earlier. Here's one I did. This is a sgraffito piece. We did this in a demo. After it was glaze fired, and I just used a clear glaze, I put the gold on the rim, and there's little gold dots in the center. So Mako is making the Duncan Lustres. Yes, you can still get the Lustres. They are also sold by anybody that sells Mako. Can you fire Lustre and overglazed decals in the same firing? Absolutely. So that's where you use a Overglazed decal. They're about the same temperature. And there's some on this plate right here. You can hardly see them, but these overglazed decals here, which are the floral elements on the very edge of this plate, were fired at the same time as the gold. So this has premium gold on the aircraft. These are F-15s on this one. And then see the mother of pearl on the flowers? You can really see on this piece what luster can do for you. Like the rim of this piece is crazy good. There's so much happening on here. And then this was an image that I turned into a laser decal. And this is an image of Major General Jeannie Leavitt. She was the first female fighter pilot for the Air Force. And so I did a piece to honor her. She's still alive, so she's not was, but she's pretty awesome. Alrighty, so let's see, got more questions about the luster. Can you fire luster and decals? We went through that one. Let's see. Syrups to thicken glaze. Yes, you can. That's. Let's see. Back of the plate. Yes. So this is the back of this plate. It hangs on the wall, so you don't see the hanging mechanism that hangs through these two little lugs that I applied, and then it has my name and her name and what branch of the service she was in, and then my logo. This is my like fancy logo. This is not Clayshare. That's Jessica Putnam Phillips artwork logo. And so I put that on there so that if anybody purchases this piece, they know who it is. You know, it has the provenance on there and everything. Which I did a whole series of these last year for the Clay Studio. They had a really great exhibition honoring women for the anniversary of the vote. So lusters are, okay, so I did mention that it depends on the luster if they're food safe or not. Check the luster brand, but Dunkin's luster, gold, and mother of pearl are food safe, so you don't have to worry. If you buy luster like this, you know, I got a lot, not a lot of them, but a lot of them off eBay, and they show up, and it's made by Rinaldi, and it's some gold from goodness knows when. I can't even get into it actually, but if you could, doubt we're going to have a food safe situation. We don't know what's in this. So unless it's marked food safe, oh, I can open this one up. I don't know what's happening down in there. It was a bright gold, and it cost $4.20 back in the day. So figure out inflation. To get premium gold, it's, I don't know how much it is nowadays. I haven't bought it recently. It's expensive. So what do you fire mother of pearl to? I fire gold, mother of pearl, luster, all lusters basically. My overglazed decals and my China paints to 018. I do them all to 018 just because it makes my life easier. Now this one has gold, and you can see the gold on the grenades, and that's the bright gold. And I don't know if you're picking it up, but there's little gold dots every once in a while in this piece, but that's all the luster that's on this one. And so that's another soldier portrait that I did. And there's the back of that one. So this one was made before I changed and started making all my pieces having a foot that has the built-in hanger. So now when I make all these pieces, they have the built-in hanger. Again, this is another one that I did, doesn't have the built-in hanger. Just has a beautiful sgraffito on the back. I mean, Mishima. I am going to show you how to put mother of pearl. Yep, that's what we're going to do. Tonight we're going to do mother of pearl. So what do you need? You need to have a piece of pottery you want to put luster on. It's a pretty simple thing. And lusters will take on the surface properties of whatever glaze it's on. So if you have a matte glaze and you put gold on, you're going to get a matte gold finish, not a shiny gold. If you have a satin glaze finish and you put gold on, or mother of pearl or any of them, you're going to get a satin finish. If you have a gloss surface and you put luster on, you're going to get a gloss finish. You follow? So whatever surface you start with is a surface you're going to end with. If you have a matte vase, a beautiful black matte vase, and you want glossy gold on it and you just brush your gold luster on, you will not get glossy gold. You will be disappointed. You will get a matte gold, and it's not that noticeable. So you have to plan ahead if you plan to do something like that. Plan to plan. All right. Any other questions before we go? Can you fire luster on a porcelain without a glaze on it? Well, that's that same thing. You're going to have the surface quality affect the luster. So if the surface is a matte surface, you're going to get a gold matte surface. It might be what you want. All right, so let's prep. I've got a bottle of rubbing alcohol. This is 70. I also have some 91. It doesn't matter. Whatever you got. I use 91 for doing epoxy resin, and I just grabbed it because I didn't realize I had a brand new bottle of 71 isopropyl rubbing alcohol. I suppose if worse came to worse and all you had was like vodka, you could clean the surfaces with that. I mean, I think I've done that. I did that once. I did that last year. How do you prevent gold drips? Ooh, so you can wax your surface. Ooh, that's very full, isn't it? You see that go flying across the table? It's just taken off. All right, so we're going to clean all of our pieces that we want to luster with a paper towel and rubbing alcohol. I've got this cute little bee plate. If we have time, I will try to do a gold. I don't think we'll have time. This was done with sandbow underglaze, sandbow overglazed decals. The colored ones with the cherry blossom, and then that's a gold bee. Look how cute it is. So I fired these together in one firing, but now that I've had this out, I fired this last year in Glaze Con. This is from last year. So you can see this done if you watch last year's Glaze Con. I've had it for a year, and it's just been hanging out, and I want to do something else to it. I'm thinking of lustering it, and I'm also thinking about mother of pearl lustering the whole thing, but I'm also thinking about gold the rim. I don't know. I feel like it needs something else done to it. I also have this little sunshiny plate done with sandbow underglaze decals, and I'm thinking of just lustering this and maybe golding the edge. Kiln venting safety with lusters. Absolutely, we'll talk about that. If you are firing lusters, you should vent your kiln. You do not have to if you don't have a vent, but you do not want to be in the room breathing what is being burnt off. Just not great. Lusters contain volatile organic compounds. Whenever you are working with lusters, you know, you're exposing yourself to it, so you should take some precautions and wear a mask rated for VOCs. So you can pick yourself up a nice silicone half mask. I have one here. This is made by North, but I have another one by 3M. This is actually my clay mask. My 3M one is missing. Well, I know where it is, but we're not going to talk about it. So we're going to do a very quick, I'm in a very well ventilated area, so we're going to do a quick tutorial. All right. You will need, if you want to do luster, you need your plate, right? You need your piece, plate, cup, bowl, mug, whatever you're going to luster. Glaze fired and done. You need the luster. Here's my mother of pearl, right here. MOP, says right on it, so I know it's that's actually the essence for the MOP. This is the mother of pearl. And then you need a bottle of essence for each one. You do not want to cross-contaminate your lusters. So if you're using gold and mother of pearl, you need 2 bottles of essence. You can use lavender oil and other essential oils instead of essence for cleaning your brush and thinning the luster if you need to, but for making it simple and everybody doesn't worry about what kind of oil to use, just get yourself some essence. And you're going to write on the essence what it's for. This one says mother of pearl, MOP. So this is my essence for mother of pearl. This brand new one, I'll write gold, so I'll have one for gold. If I'm doing white gold or platinum, I'll write that on here. If I'm doing brass, copper, there are other colored lusters. You know, other companies make them, so you just got to look around. And then you need brushes. And you do not want to cross-contaminate your brushes either, so you're going to want to write on your brush what it's for. This is my premium gold brush, and I write up here on the ferrule, but you could put a piece of tape on there, whatever you want to do. So that's my premium gold brush, you know, and then I have my other brushes. So you label your brush. Now, any brush will do. You can just get an inexpensive craft brush. This is the brush I use for mother of pearl when I'm doing a large area. You know, I'm going to beat on it quite a bit, and it's not going to last for very long because ceramics are hard on brushes. All right, I'm going to see. I have got the fattest marker on the planet. Wow. So let me open up my essences. Is there anything different you need to do with gold luster over glazed decals? You need to fire the glazed decal. So if you're doing an overglazed decal, you need to fire that decal first and then fire it again. So you'll have a piece that gets 4 firings. You cannot brush the gold directly on. So this is why the decal is not touching the gold. I fired these in the same kiln. Because if the gold was on top of the decal, the gold wouldn't transfer correctly. It wouldn't fire correctly because the decal has a plastic backer that would get in the way of the gold adhering to the ceramic surface. So you need to either do one of 2 things. They don't touch and everything's fine, or if you want them to overlap, you have to do separate firings. Can you luster outside and not have a mask? You can, yeah. I did use vodka last year, Jennifer, yeah, I did. I'll use anything. It is optimal to wear a mask. I mean, it's not good. You're breathing this. It's your choice. They're your lungs. But you're going to breathe a volatile organic compound that is proven to cause cancer. Like, these are not good things to breathe. So you should have good ventilation and wear a mask. You do it once, you're fine. But if you do this repeatedly, you're going to injure yourself. And I don't want anybody getting hurt. And so safety first, always, always, always. I don't think I cleaned this. The bee would look awesome with a gold rim. Yeah, I think so. I think that might be what I do with it. So you need the essence to clean your brushes. Yes, you absolutely need the essence because you have to clean the brushes. It will not clean with water, and you don't want to just use turpentine. You want to use the proper thing. So this one is my mother of pearl. This is going to be my gold. So I just write on it and, gold. And this is going to be P gold because it's my premium gold. So that's my P gold. The P gold essence. So that's for that. All right, let's do some mother of pearl. I want to go to the overhead, and we'll do some mother of pearl on this snowflake. This is my snowflake decal design that Sambow carries. And I put it on a bisqued piece. And I want to show you the difference between what happens when this was on a bisqued piece. And you can see, in order to get it to transfer, because the bisque is so thirsty, I had to use so much water that some of the underglazed decal started to run and smear during the transfer process. So you get this little bit of blue where you might not want it. Now here's a piece in contrast made on wet clay. So the transfer is crisp, no running, and it's easy. So yeah, you can do it on bisqueware, absolutely positively, but it just might not give you the same results. I mean, obviously, this is not really up to my normal standards. This, I would be very disappointed. You can see a shadow of the blue around those snowflakes. That's not great. That's what it is. All right, let's go for the mother of pearl. We clean the surface. Mother of pearl is, basically think of it as an iridescent coating on top of whatever you're putting it on. So here it is on this planter. It's on these beautiful flowers. It really shows off those flowers. It works great on just anything you put it on. You can put it on a porcelain piece that just has a clear gloss glaze and it makes it sing. You put it on a black gloss glaze piece and oh my gosh, talk about galaxy effect. You will get that and it will be amazing. So there's a lot of cool things you can do with mother of pearl and I highly encourage you to try it out. All right, so when you start, you want to clean your brush off with the essence. And I'm just going to dab that off of my paper towel. And then you go in your mother of pearl luster. And let me just grab Instagram folks and pull them down so they can see, because they cannot. And, there we go. And then you put it on, you just start swirling. The great thing, this is mother of pearl application. It's completely different from gold application. It's a different. You want these swirls. These swirls actually will cause that iridescent surface look that we get. So you ever look at like oil on water and how it has that kind of shimmery and the different colors swirling around? That's what this is going to look like. And this is how easy it is to do a mother of pearl luster. That's it. It's done. That's really it. That's all you do. And although there's areas that look like it doesn't have it, it's there. And you see looks cool like that. Wouldn't that be a cool glaze? So mother of pearl, does it need its own firing? Can you fire it with gold? They can be in the same kiln. Yes, they can be in the same kiln. Absolutely. So I've got this piece. I was going to do a little gold dot in the center of that flower. This is a little magnet, refrigerator magnet. But I've never tried luster on Georgie's pistachio, mother of pearl luster on the pistachio, or on their, what pink is that of theirs that I've got on there? Someone out there, not the neon orange. What one? Cherry Fizz, that's what it is. It's Cherry Fizz. Thank you. Kevin for the win. Learning his glazes. So this looks blue, but there's just a dye that is in it, so we know where we put it. That's all. There's not, this blue will not be there when it's done. It'll just be iridescent. And I will load these in a kiln. I will do a medium speed firing to cone 018. I will do a 1 hour preheat on them, just because I'm applying it right now, so it's a little wet. I want it to dry. And I will not do a hold. I don't do a hold on my luster firings. I just do them till they're done to the top temp that they need to go to, and then I shut them off. I'm actually going to put a little luster on the flower in the center, just right here. But not the very center, just the little petals. The very center is going to be gold. All right, so when you get done using your luster, Kevin beat you to the Cherry Fizz. You're going to swirl out your brush in your essence, wipe it off on the side, blot it dry, and you're done. The blue is just the dye from the mother of pearl that they put in it, so you know where it is. All right, so that's clean. Good to go. Put it off to the side. Now we're going to do the gold. And I'm going to do premium gold. Premium gold is red, dyed. The bright gold is a brown dye. So that's the difference. Will it stick to the shelf if you do the back? It could. Yeah, it's not good. And so this is the brown. Now I do have some mother of pearl that is brown. This one. This is a very old one by Engelhard that I got out of an auction somewhere. I bought it secondhand. And that's a lot of mother of pearl luster. Works great. It's a great luster, but I don't know if it's food safe. So I don't use it on ware for food. I just put it on the outside of things like, planters and stuff, because nobody's going to eat off. I hope they don't eat off the side of a planter. I mean, I can't control what everybody does, but geez Louise. All right. So this is my pea gold, that's premium gold. And we're going to start with our premium gold brush. I wrote in red marker because the premium gold's red. So I was thinking about that when I did it, like trying to make my life easy, right? It's almost time for a new brush. This one's getting a little to the end of its life. All right, I'm going to put the top on the essence. Now, be careful. Sometimes I take a wad of clay and I push this into it because I have spilt bottles of gold before and it's sad. It's too expensive a product to be spilling, right? So I'm just going to wipe off on the side and then steady your hand. I'm going to come down here and I'm just going to do a dot, just the center. That's it for gold on this one. That's all. Now if you wait, this will dry. You'll be able to put it in the kiln, but you don't want to touch the luster. Ideally, you'd want to wear some gloves too, some nitrile gloves or whatever kind of gloves you like to wear when you work. I like nitrile. All right, so we want to do this gold rim, we were saying. I don't know if I cleaned the rim well, so let's go ahead and clean that rim. I don't want to take any chances. If you don't clean your piece, what happens? Oil and dust will act as a resist, and then your luster will not bond to the surface. What is the essence? The essence is for cleaning your brush out, and if your luster is too thick, thinning it down. And it's only if the luster is thick like tar that you absolutely have to thin it down. Normally the luster is too thin, I think. A lot of times it runs way too easy. All right, I'm going to put this up on my banding wheel, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to have to sit down because I need to be as steady as possible, and standing up is not steady for me. Make a holder out of wad of clay. Exactly. That's what I usually do. Yep. To keep your bottle from spilling. All right. I don't know what camera you're going to use because you're on the overhead. So I'm just going to brush this. I'm going to use the side of the brush, and I'm just going to brush the side of the piece. I'm going to go all the way around, and I'm sorry, I don't think the camera can pick this up. But I'm also going to do the top, but this is just getting the side covered. Now, if you knew exactly where you wanted to stop, you could wax resist a line to prevent drips. If your luster is the proper thickness, it shouldn't drip. But sometimes they're too thin, and if you find your luster is way too thin, you can leave it out for a little while with the top off, but be careful. You know, you can forget it, and then you come back and all your lusters turn to a big gummy mess. So this is just doing the side first, and then we'll do the top. So there's a lot of places that sell luster. I think they were saying that Michael Harbridge does. I know Clayscapes has some. All right, now we're going to go ahead. I'm going to do the top. I'm just going to use the banding wheel to brace my hand, and then I'm just going to pull a nice thick line. I want the gold band that I'm making to be as thick as the rim. That's just me. You don't have to do that. These are the aesthetic decisions you'll get to make. See how red it is? And to get a really good line, I'm going to tell you something and you're going to hate it. You probably know what I'm going to say. To get a really nice steady line, you need practice. I hate that. I hate that it has to be that way. I hate that there's not a... You could tape. You know what? I didn't think of that. You could tape off an area and apply your luster. And then go back and pull the tape up. That would work. I've never tried it. I just thought of it just now. I was thinking about easy way to get a line, right? You don't need to do a second coat. One coat will do. If you do your luster and it's too thin, if you're using the bright gold, it'll go purple. If you're using, I think it does the same thing with the premium gold, it's just like a smudgy purple shadowy mess. If you get gold where you don't want it and you try to wipe it away, sometimes it doesn't all come off. You think it's off and then you fire your piece and then you realize you've got a purple smudge somewhere you didn't want. So they make a thing called a gold eraser, and you just rub it on the surface after it's glaze fired and it erases those purple smudges. All right, so we golded this rim. Yeah, it's going to be a very cute little B plate. And then we'll put the top back on. Go to our essence, our pea gold essence. It's going to change it. Now we're clear. As soon as I put this in, it's going to go pink. So I've tinted the water, well, the essence, with the dye. That's just the dye. That'll burn away. And then I'm going to wipe my brush clean, and that's it. That's it. Do I ever use aloe? Yes, all the time, Teresa. Yeah, I use lavender oil and clove oil, both in China painting and in my luster. But what has happened is over the years, I've had so many people have come back to me saying, I can't do luster, I can't get lavender oil, so I'm not going to do it. And I don't want anybody thinking that you can't do it. You don't have to have lavender oil. I prefer to use lavender oil for my essence. So instead of buying the essence, I use lavender oil. You could also use clove oil. I use clove oil for my china paints and lavender oil for my gold. Now, I've taught workshops before and people are allergic to clove oil, so that has been a problem as well. So that was something, switching to the essences can be better for folks that have allergies to clove, you know. But yeah, you can use those oils, or you can just go ahead and use the essences, which if you're buying the luster, you might as well get the essence too. The form is a B plate. It is, I think I have, hold on. It's a GR pottery form. And I have it right here. It's one of the plaque forms. It's the square plaque form. I love these. These are great. And that's what I made the B plate with. The B decal, which is a beautiful gold decal, and the cherry blossoms came from Sandbow. And I actually have a cup. Oh, let me show you this cup. Hold on, I'm coming back with it. That I did with, go to camera 2. I did this with Sandbow's Overglazed decals in the cherry blossom, and then the gold on the rim and gold dots. How great is that? This is my cranberry, and I dipped it in cranberry, and then I dipped the top in chun, but I did a very light application of the chun, and I wasn't really happy with the way the chun was looking, so I decaled over it, and I made a cup that came out 10 times better than it was before. Go figure, right? Is there a finish benefit for using oils? I don't think so. No, no, no. There's no I have not found a finish benefit using the oils. No, just I like it. So, okie dokies. Any other questions before we go? The luster on the bee wings. Yeah, the bee wings have the luster on it. A little bit of gold luster on the wings. And I've got a little bit on my hands, a little red. So I love that it's dyed red so you know where it is. All right, so let these dry. Once they're dry, I'm going to put them in my kiln. I will fire them, and then they'll go to 018, and they'll be ready to take out the next day. So if I fired these tonight, they'd be ready to take out the day after. I can't fire tonight. It's too cold. That's a whole nother discussion about why you shouldn't fire your kiln when it's below 40 degrees in the space your kiln sits in. Firing temp is 018. Yeah. I say 018 because, you know, then we don't have to worry about Celsius and Fahrenheit. Just look up 018 and you're good. All right. We're going to take a little break. We'll be back in 15 minutes because we have the wrap-up, cocktail hour, and giveaways next. So we've got a lot coming up. I've got 21 prizes I'm giving away tonight, and it's the grand send-off for Clay ShareCon. All right, everyone.